Girona 0, Liverpool 1. Listen, wasn't the most entertaining game in the world, wasn't pretty, but we got the job done, man. As usual, guys, make sure we like the videos, that thumbs up button just below there somewhere, and make sure we subscribe to the channel as well. We are approaching 13,700, so let's get there. Let's get there. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Listen, let's start off with the positives. First thing I think I'd say that we've learned today is that Alisson is well and truly back. Like what Slot said, I think players wanted to keep him busy to make sure like he remembers what it's like to be in goal because he's been out for a minute. But genuinely, it was good to see Ali back in goal. It was good to see him in between the sticks, making certain saves that shouldn't be simple saves, because that's what he does, because he's the best keeper in the world, in my opinion, or at least in the conversation with Courtois. But for me, as I said, he's number one. Aura. We've lost Kanate, but to be able to get Alisson back is absolutely unbelievable for Liverpool. And you know what? I don't want people now looking at Kelleher and now downplaying what Kelleher has done, because what Kelleher has done has actually propelled us, high and dry in the Premier League at the moment into a very good position where we are leading the pack by a potential 7 points. And that to me is worth the absolute world. Like what Kelleher has come in and done is absolutely unbelievable. And that's no slight on anything that he's done. Like we're not looking down on that. We just know that, Alisson is the number one. And that's just kind of how it goes. But what I would say is I don't want people to let Kelleher's work at Newcastle kind of just eradicate everything he's done, especially in the cup competitions, in the league, his running the games in the league. Like he's proven that he's more than capable of being Liverpool's number one, and he's capable to step in, as we already know already. So I just wanted to kind of get that out of the way. Gravy Boat was a one and done. I said it was one and done against Newcastle. Absolutely brilliant performance on the half turn. So good in midfield once again. Strong, sustained attacks. Good with his interceptions. What more? What like the key blocks? Guy has everything. Again, best centre mid on form in my opinion in the league. Right there, probably just above Caicedo right now. And it's excellent work. It's excellent work from Gravenberch. You just can't look down on anything that he's doing at the moment. One thing I probably would have said was, did he need to start or did he need to play 90 minutes? That was my only thing. I think team selection, I think we put out a very strong team. I understand that we put out a strong team because we didn't play on the weekend, and I think we want to kind of play ourselves back into rhythm. But also because we are a bit light on the peripheral of our squad, I just think that certain players should have come off a bit earlier. Salah didn't need to play 90 minutes. Gravy Boat didn't need to play 90 minutes. Virgin needs to play 90 minutes. I know it was only 1-0 and we wanted to get this game out of the way, and now we can pretty much play the under-16s in the competition and we're automatically through, no playoffs whatsoever. But yeah, man, I think certain players could have came off a little bit earlier, and certain players maybe didn't even need to start even. But I understand why Slot didn't rotate, because again, we looked a bit leggy in the Newcastle game. We would have had certain players would have had a 10-day break if they didn't play today. So I do understand that at the same time. That's just maybe my preference, because I think Gravenberch has played every single game. He's played every single game for his country as well. And I genuinely think he needs a break. But Slot did say that he needs, he didn't say it, but he inferred that he doesn't trust anyone else in the position and how pivotal, we have no other player like him in the team. So, take from that what you guys want to take from that. I'd say he was my man of the match, though. I think Gravy Boat was probably my man of the match. I don't think there were too many standout performers, but yeah, definitely one of my man of the match performances in the game. Another player that I want to talk about is Virgil van Dijk. 100% pass rate in the first half, absolutely colossal. Just what he's doing just shouldn't be normalized, but it's normalized anyway because he's just that good. He's just that good. Virgil van Dijk is absolutely key to this team, and long may that last. Another thing a question I wanted to ask you guys is Joe Gomez. Does he worry you guys? We spoke about it in the live stream. Joe Gomez wasn't bad today, but Danjuma got the better of him a few times. I know Danjuma can be a very tricky winger, but again, I feel like Joey just probably needs a run of games, and that's what I've learned today. Joey is going to need a run of games for us to see the best of him consistently. And listen, he's going to get a run of games. He's going to play for probably the next 7-8 games, and that is probably where I think we see the best of Joe Gomez. Yes, he's had a few. He's going to be on and off. Are we going to be able to outscore teams when Joey's on and off? I think so, as long as Mo Salah keeps scoring and the other players chip in as well. So I don't think it's too detrimental, and I hope it doesn't become too detrimental, because if it is, then we don't deserve to win the biggest trophies. Another player I wanted to talk about was Andy Robertson, guys. Let's keep it real. Andy Robertson has not had a great start to the season. A lot of people kind of stand where they don't really want him in the team anymore. Squad option at best for next season. Last 5 or 6 games or so, Andy Robertson's been cooking. Really liked his work today. Good on the ball, assured, decent delivery at times. I think he's plenty of energy as usual, but he's just been better defensively, and he's not been, Noni, Saka. These guys gave him a hard time, and you know what? He's done his thing since before the Madrid game. He said he's for the first time he feels like he needs to prove something to the fans, and he's doing that. He's absolutely doing that. So you just can't really hate on what Robbo's doing, and I'm really happy that he's having a good run of games at the moment, especially with Tsimikas out. He needs to be putting in these performances. He absolutely needs to. So yeah, absolutely over the moon with Robbo. For Liverpool now, that is just to double check the table, because it's actually crazy what we're doing right now. I believe we're 5 points clear. We are literally 5 points clear. In the UCL, Liverpool, hear this one, you lot. Hear this one. 18 points. So 6 games, 6 wins, no draws, no losses. 1 goal conceded, 13 goals scored. Absolutely staggering record in the Champions League. By the way, that's consisted of Leverkusen, the German champions, the Spanish champions in Real Madrid. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Real Madrid, Leverkusen, AC Milan, they're not no scrubs. That was away from home. RB Leipzig, that was away from home, I believe. You see what I'm saying? Like Girona and I can't remember who else we played. We played Bologna as well, I believe. Like, these are not scrubby teams. Of course, the last 2 are teams that we should expect to be beaten, but come on, like Leverkusen, Real Madrid, AC Milan, and RB Leipzig, making them look like mincemeat, by the way. 1 goal conceded in this UCL campaign. We're on votes. We are on absolute votes. And now we're in a position where we can rotate. We don't need to play anyone else now. We have 2 more games to play, but we are mathematically through. Mathematically, we cannot drop out of the top 6. The top 9, sorry. Top 8, actually, sorry. We can't drop out. Mathematically. We've done what we needed to do. And that is, again, credit to Slot, credit to the players. What we've done is it's a joke what we are doing in this Champions League. It's an absolute joke. And I feel like we can carry on this form into the knockout stages. The players are going to get a well and break before then as well. And if you look at it, you got Real Madrid in the likes of Real Madrid, Man City, 18th, 20th, Atletico Madrid, 16th. Do you know what I'm saying? Arsenal, 10th. They're still yet to play, so they'll probably break in. If they win, they'll break into the top 8 again. But look at that, man. The lowest amount of points in the top 8 is 12. So we are mathematically through without having to play a playoff, and it's absolutely staggering. So I love that. Mo Salah, now in the top 10 scorers of all time in the UCL. Another day, another record. He had a quiet game today. I would say he had a quiet game, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Luis Diaz making the difference with a nice run in the box, getting fouled, Salah sticking away the penalty. And again, it's another assured performance. Don't get me wrong. I think this game was a harder game than the Madrid game. I think it was. I think Girona took the game to us. I think they deserve a lot of credit. They created some chances. I think probably they should have walked away with a point, if I'm being honest, in terms of the game. But I think we were still better than them. We still dominated them. I think, not come away with a point, but they deserved a goal. I think we deserved a couple of goals, if I'm honest. Maybe like a 2 or 3-1 victory. But they definitely took the game to us. They definitely made us work. And I feel like we never, going forward in the attack, I don't think we got out of first gear too much, in my opinion. But I think the defense were really good. So it was fine. Trent was good defensively. And again, we're talking about midfield performances. Curtis Jones with the feet as well. Very good with his feet. Soboslai providing the legs that he does. And yeah, I think if I'm going to talk about one negative thing in the game, is Darwin Nunez for me, man. It's really becoming worrying. Darwin Nunez is becoming. Darwin Nunez has been a worry for me for a long time. He's never really been my piece of cake in the Liverpool shirt, and he's proven me right thus far in his 3rd season now for Liverpool, and it's just not really good enough. And don't get me wrong, I don't think any of the front 3 did enough in terms of having great games. But for me, Darwin, the chances that he's getting, he just has to be putting these away. The one where he just the ball kind of falls to him, there's no one around him, he's on the 6-yard box, he just tries to head the ball and it slips off his forehead. Like, it's just stuff like this that he makes harder than they needs to be. His all-round game, not great. Passing behind and in front of players, weight of pass, not really there. Weight of dribble, not really there. Clumsy, not really. And the thing is, for me, Darwin, one thing about Darwin is he's always going to be in the game. He's always going to be making runs. He's always going to create chances for himself, even if they're not being created by the midfield and the wingers. But in this new system this season, he's not getting as many chances. He is getting chances, but not as many as like he'd be through on goal 3-4 times on the clock. But for me, Darwin's not in the game as much as he was. And maybe that's due to the system. I don't know, but he's not in the game as much as he used to. And if you take away Darwin's ability to kind of be in the game and be a nuisance 24/7, then what does he offer for Liverpool? What does he offer throughout 90 minutes if he's not scoring goals? We already know he's not a great finisher. We know he's a volume finisher and not a good one at that either. But what is he gonna? What is he providing for Liverpool right now? 3 goals in 18 games. What is he providing? He's not providing anything, and it's not good enough. It needs to change. There's going to be a point where Mo Salah stops scoring. There's going to be a point where Diaz, his impact decreases. There's going to be a point where Gakpo is probably not playing, and there's going to be a point where Jota's probably going to be injured at the time as well. And at that point, who are we going to have to rely on? Darwin Nunez. Can you sit there as a Liverpool fan and look at me right now and say that Darwin Nunez is someone that I can rely on in in March or April when it comes to the business end of the season? Can you rely on him? Could you rest your laurels on Darwin Nunez for 2 or 3 games to put your chances away at the business end of the season? Could you? Because I can't. Be honest. Could you? Let me know in the comments. Because there's going to be a time when we're going to need to rely on someone other than Salah to score those goals. And Darwin Nunez needs to be one of those players, but he's not. It needs to click. And I don't know if it will. I really don't know if it will. Arnie Slott's spoken about it. Said that Darwin Nunez needs to score, but he's lucky that we've got other players scoring at the moment. I think his days are numbered at the club, but we'll have to see. Hopefully he can find his form and he can get to scoring goals because we're going to need those goals come the back end of the season, especially if we're going for all 4 competitions. So we'll have to see. But listen, my man of the match was Gravenberch today. Professional performance once again. I mean, Roland Fuller, man. You know what I'm saying? If you made it this far in the video, like the video, smash the like button. Let me know what your feelings are about Darwin. Let me know what your feelings are about, obviously, who your man of the match was. And let me know how you're feeling for the Fulham game. Listen, take care, people. We'll see you for another episode of Big Six Bands. We out.